Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm doing my journal spread. I'm out in the workshop. It feels really cool outside today. Let's see, what's the temperature outside?
It's currently 64 degrees.
That's really cool to be afternoon, and I can feel it. And I have felt a little, not really under the weather, but just not super energetic today. I don't know. I think we have days that are really energetic and then days where we're more subdued or melancholy or whatever. Anyway, I'm happy today. I'm not sad or anything. Just feel a little tired. I found these really pretty acorns in the driveway. I love to see these. They remind me of when I was little and my mom would take the little caps off. When this part gets soft, you could poke a stick in there that has arms and legs on it and make a little person, and then this part can go on the top to be the hat. So my sister and I used to play under the trees with little acorn dolls, and we would especially like to find a mossy area and pretend like it was their carpet. We dressed them with leaves, so I'm going to put these in this little pocket here. I have some pretty things for today's spread, at least I think so, and I want to talk about a few things. There are different types of things that are referred to as magic. There is voodoo and hoodoo. I don't know that much about it. It's been really interesting to read about different cultures and different things that are looked upon as witchcraft or magic. This is a little printout of a painting, and this is of a lady named Marie Laveau. She was known as the Voodoo Queen of Louisiana. She lived in the 1800s, and I believe she was a mix of African, Native American, and maybe it said French. See, I need to read more about her, and I'm looking forward to reading more about her. Something that is really interesting to me is how religion, well, Catholic religion, some of the rituals and symbols of that got intermixed into the practices of some of the voodoo practitioners. I believe that came about because slaves were brought from West Africa, and when they landed, they were given Catholic names and brought into the Catholic Church. And they saw similarities between rituals and customs in Christian churches and some of the things that they already practiced. That is what I read. It really becomes a mix of cultures, and while it may be very unbelievable to some or offensive to some to think that certain things could even mix, it is hard to separate the way we're raised and ideas that we have about things from what our surroundings become as we travel through life. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was really interesting to me to read about that and to think that people who practiced voodoo would also find protection and believe in that, believe in protection they would receive from Christian or Catholic symbols as well. This is a really pretty piece of paper from the front of an old book, and the cover's missing. I can't remember. I think I used something similar to this already, but I really like that as a background for her. So I'm going to glue that into place. There were a lot of really good things written about Marie Laveau. People were very either afraid of her power or very respectful of her power. And it is interesting. It says that, in some sources, it says that she, met with prejudice and disgust or just loathing because of her background or practices. But it is said that she was not ashamed to be seen with the sick, or not afraid to be seen with the sick, not ashamed to be seen with the criminal. It says that she tried to offer comfort and solace to people who were condemned, and that if there were outbreaks of disease or sickness, plague, anything like that, that she was the first one there, and that she was very knowledgeable in local herbal species where she lived. Over the years, her burial site has been, it's been like a little, well, it's a tourist attraction, but it's been a place that people have visited and made wishes, apparently, for her to give them what they desire, and if it comes true, they can come back and write an X, scratch an X into the monument. But some people have tried to vandalize her gravesite, and some have even tried to dig her up. So now I think her gravesite is protected. I don't think you can go see it without having a tour guide. Okay, I'm gonna just lay this down and pick up some of this ink on the other page. I don't think it'll get on the print of the painting. Oh, I love that. That is really, really pretty. It did get a lot on there, but that's really an effect that I like, because it didn't really get on her face, but it gave us enough to make it look old. And I thought on this side, so I'm gonna put down, but first let's do this. Let's use this side. We will pick up the rest of that wet ink, put it this way, and that'll give me a place to write. So I'm gonna only go around the edge with the glue. I don't want the paper rippled in the center, and I don't want it to feel wet when I'm writing this little note. There are people who refer to her as a witch, but it says the appropriate word is voodoo. Voodoo queen is what she was called. So I guess a voodoo practitioner. And that goes back to some of the thoughts yesterday about how people can be labeled witches when they could be doing something completely different. Another thing that was said about her that was really interesting to me is that when she passed away, there was evidence of Christian faith where she stayed, and that people who knew her knew that she felt protection from Christian God. That's, and again, I know very, very little about her. So I if anybody knows more and wants to, comment and correct me, please do so. I intend to read more about her and see if there are any books about her. I'm very intrigued. And I think she's just beautiful. I just love the way that she looks. I love the dress, the shawl, the turban. And it says that she could be seen as a ghost walking through the cemetery even today in the turban. You know how things are said, and people who want to believe in certain things, but I don't know. I haven't been there. I really want to go to Louisiana. I want to see New Orleans. I've never been there, and it's one of the places that I want to go. I love this lace. Thank you, Sandra. I think I'm going to end up putting a lace tab on this page. I won't do that yet. Let me go ahead and do my writing, and I want to somehow put, I love this too. Thank you so much. It just makes me so happy. So let's just glue this little baby to the page. We do have baby crows here, and they are so sweet. They're kind of large, but compared to the bigger crows, they look smaller. Maybe I shouldn't say baby. Maybe I should say juvenile. All right, let's just put you right here. You can hang out there and get glued down. Stay right there. I could have put some photo corners on her picture. I wonder if it's too late to slide some under there. I love these orange ones. I think they're kind of vintagey. I wish I had thought about it before. I bet I could still get them on there. Let me just get one on there and see how it looks. I may not like it. I do like it. All right, let's operate on this page. It's already in place, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, hopefully that'll stay down. I do like that. I have my purple pen. I'm back. I took a minute with the camera off to write a few things down. I really like these photo corners. And I'm going to take the journal inside and use the sewing machine to sew this as a tab. I don't want to put glue on this lace, and I think it would be really pretty to have the stitching. Here's what I wrote. Marie Catherine Laveau, born September 10th, 1801, died June 16th, 1881. Louisiana Creole practitioner, renowned in New Orleans as the Voodoo Queen, was said to have been a devout Catholic. And these are the names of some of the things that she and her daughter Marie II were said to have practiced. Native American and African spiritualism, root work, conjure, and Louisiana voodoo. Her daughter Marie II also practiced all of these things. It is said that she gave birth to 15 children, or it could have been a mix of children and grandchildren in her home, but only 2 lived to adulthood, and both of those were daughters, and I think they both had the name Marie, so it's really not certain, based on what I read, which Marie it was who became Marie II. Again, I want to read more about this. So that is today's journal spread. I love this. It's simple, but I think it's really pretty, and as with everything, I will probably go back and add things, you know, as I find little bits and pieces that I want to have on the pages. I love these mushrooms, so I will probably add these throughout the book. I want to add some tabs and maybe some more notes as I learn a little bit more. These mushrooms might be available in my Etsy shop. This is a little collage sheet that I made. So that is everything for today. I will be back soon by soon, hopefully tomorrow, to do October 9th. And you know what? I didn't date this. So let's do this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everyone who is here. Feel free to leave comments, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.